Alright, so we're just at the local game store, about to play a game of Warhammer Fantasy. We're playing 2,500 points. My opponent has never played Warhammer before, so there was no one else here when I showed up, and so there was no one else to challenge him. So I took it upon myself to try and show him the ropes, and unfortunately he's got a lot of knights, and I got 2 Terrorgeists. So hopefully that might not just be too much of a Yale battle. Did you want to go over your list? Just of like what they are.
5 Marauders, Flails, 5 Marauders, Flails, 5 Marauders, Flails, 15 or 18 Chaos Warriors, just hand weapon shield. We got a level 4 Sorcerer Lord.
I don't need to know what he's got.
Anything specific? Okay, alright.
After each, no.
War Altar, and we have a unit of 5 knights, just the regular loadout, shield, and hand weapon. And then we have a 10-man squad.
It's kind of like Tetris that way.
We have 2 banners here. What are the names of the banners? Does it matter?
Yeah, you don't have to tell me that. Everything's
And then
supposed to be a secret.
we have a Lord here, Chaos Lord. And we have 15 Warriors of Chaos.
Alright, and they all have the Mark of Nurgle?
Everybody in the except for
the Marauders,
everybody has the Mark of Nurgle.
Alright, perfect. And on my side, I have Terrorgeist, 50 ghouls with Krell, Henrik, and a level 1 vampire. 19 skeletons with a level 1 necromancer. Terrorgeist, unit of cryptors, unit of spirit hosts, and 3 Vargeists. Oh, and my unit of Hexrace that had already vanguarded up. So after vanguards and everything, I deployed first, and we had to roll off to see on who went first, and we both rolled 1s. So Vampire Counts gets first turn. Alright, so we just finished Vampire Counts turn 1, and everything went beautifully. I just moved up a little bit with everything. My Hexrace just marched over his Marauders and did 5 wounds, killing them. And then going into the magic phase, Henrik did the the Gaze of Nagash on those Marauders, killing 3, and then casting Wind of Undeath on 4 dice, total powering it, killing 1 more Marauder Horseman, 3 Knights, and 3 Chaos Warriors. And then the miscast was a 4, so he didn't even have to use his Infernal Puppet. I killed 12 ghouls in the explosion, and Henry got sucked into the warp and died. So in my crumble tests, I lost 3 wounds from my Terrorgeist, 4 wounds off of my Vargeist, 1 wound off of my Spirit Host, and 1 wound off my Hexwraith. And we are off to Warriors of Chaos turn 1. So we just finished Warriors of Chaos turn 1. These guys just moved up, making sure that they are 18.5 inches away from my Terrorgeists, since I can't fly anymore, since Henrik got sucked into the warp. These guys just kind of wheeled over to look at my Hexrace, and in the magic phase, he tried to do, what was the name of that spell? The 18-inch bubble, D6 strength 6 hits.
Rock Glorious Rot.
Yeah,
Rot Glorious Rot, and then I had to use my Dispel Scroll so that my Hexrace can live another day. And he got both War Altars put onto the Knights. He got +1 armor, so he's got 0+ armor, and +1 leadership, so he's leadership 10, which is not good because I need my Terrorgeists in there. And we are off to my turn 2. Alright, so we just finished Vampire Counts turn 2. I tried to not charge with my Vargeists, and they rolled a 9, so they really wanted to get in there because they also rolled a 10 right after that, and they flew across 20 inches into that unit. Stupid Chaos Warriors with their higher initiative got to beat me down first, so they took off the extra guy in the back before I got to go, and I only got 2 wounds in on his Chaos Lord, and then I got 3 wounds onto his Warriors, and he did 1 armor save and 2 parries, like that. And then I only got 1 on the Stomp, so I ended up losing by ranks. So my other dude just got popped off. And in the magic phase, I got his scroll out doing 6-inch bubble heals to try and get all my Terrorgeists healed up. And so he scrolled the first attempt and then actually dispelled it with his dice on the second. And we are off to Warriors of Chaos turn 2. So we just finished Warriors of Chaos turn 2. He just kind of moved up his entire corner line that's going down here. With making sure that they're still within 18 of my army, of my Terrorgeist at least. In the magic phase, he did Glorious Rot, and total powered it, and killed my Vargeist, my Hex Wraiths, my Spirit Host, did a wound to my Cryptors, and he lost 2 wizard levels, which he also lost the Lepers. Curse of Lepers.
That's too bad. That's a good spell.
And then he took his War Altar and gave those warriors +1 strength, and he took the leadership off of those knights and got magic resist 3 on those warriors. So I don't think my Cryptors are gonna make it in there. But we are off to my turn 3, and I'm losing things I'm losing toys I can play with. Alright, so we just finished my awesome turn 3. I just kind of stayed where I was. These guys moved back a little bit, and then in the magic phase I rolled Snake Eyes and didn't channel, and then my Necromancer did 6-inch bubble heal and got a 12. So my Terrorgeists both have 4 wounds each, and I got 5 ghouls left. So we're off to Warriors of Chaos turn 3. Alright, we just finished Warriors of Chaos turn 3. He just kind of moved up. These guys are within 18 of my Terrorgeist. In the magic phase, he cast, he tried to do the Stone Thrower one onto my Terrorgeist, and I dispelled it. And then he gave his Knights regen. In the shooting phase, he took magic resist off those Knights and gave his warriors took off magic resist and gave those Knights +1 attack. So we are off to Vampire Counts turn 4. So I just finished Vampire Counts turn 4. I tried to get my Terrorgeist to charge in. There's an 18-inch charge onto those Marauders. I rolled my 3 dice and got a 7. So he failed, and so now he's within charge range of all those Knights. So I just kind of positioned the rest of my army to accept that Terrorgeist's horrible fate. And in my magic phase, I got a 10, giving my opponent 5 dispel dice. I channeled once, threw 5 dice at 12-inch bubble with my Necromancer. He chose not to dispel it, and then I got 4 ghouls back, healed up everything else. This Terrorgeist still has 1 wound left on it, 1 wound taken off of it. And I decided to not throw 5+ dice with my vampire just in case if he gets sucked into the warp as well. So we are off to Warriors of Chaos turn 4. Alright, we just finished Warriors of Chaos turn 4. He tried to charge his whole entire army into my army. Those warriors failed. His War Altar failed, and those warriors failed. His Knights made it into my ghouls, and those Knights made it into the Terrorgeist. In the magic, he tried to Stone Thrower off my dude, and it went 6 inches off the table. And then you didn't get a regen off, did you?
No, it's too far.
Yeah, it's too far. And then he just kept the same things on the War Altars. In the combat, his general had to issue a challenge. Krell had to accept. He did 2 wounds to Krell, and Krell, the general's horse did a wound to Krell, but he got his 6-up armor on it. And then Krell decapitated him and chopped up his body for an extra 6 points total in the overkill and everything. In that fight, I ended up losing by 11 after everything's said and done. 1-up armor is just really tough against Vampire Counts. And needless to say, my Terrorgeist disappeared. So we were off to Vampire Counts turn 5. So we just finished Vampire Counts turn 5. There was no combats, by the way, just when you see this. So I charged my Cryptors at his warriors, and he fled. And then it didn't panic that Marauder, and I failed to catch him by 3 inches. And then my Terrorgeist flew over to behind these Knights, and in my magic phase, I got like 8 dice, and my necromancer tried to do 6-inch bubble, got dispelled. Then my vampire tried to do a 6-inch bubble on 3 dice, total power, and then got I rolled a 5. It got turned into a 3 to the puppet, and I blew up 17 ghouls after raising 5, and my dude got sucked in the warp and died. And my Terrorgeist screamed at the last 2 knights because they all got blown up as well in the cascade, and I just reformed. So we're off to Warriors of Chaos turn 5. So we just finished Warriors of Chaos turn 5. Those Marauders came in. They got +1 strength, +1 attack from the War Shrines, killing 3 ghouls, and then I fluffed everything. So I only lost 3 more ghouls on the Grumble, and I killed like 1. But in here, he did 1 wound, and then I did 2, and so I lost by 2, and then I reformed. So we gotta do this really quick due to the fact that store's closing, and we're off to Vampire Counts turn 6 if there's time.